So what is not best practice? If you are connecting with somebody, what does horrible look like? Well, I'll show you. And horrible looks like what everybody in recruitment, or a lot of people in recruitment, typically send when they reach out to people on LinkedIn. So this is a message that was sent to a good friend of mine in Dublin, who is the CEO of a e-learning business. A reasonably big business with operations in Ireland and Australia. He's quite obviously the CEO engaged in this business, and this is what a local recruiter sent him. So check it out. This person has said, "Hi Gavin, I came across your profile on LinkedIn. I'm currently recruiting for an e-learning specialist in Dublin for an 11-month contract. Would you be interested? Regards." All written on 2 lines, no paragraph breaks, no relevance, all about the recruiter. And the candidate is quite obviously not at that level. The person didn't take the time to write the profile. And this is the danger of accounts that allow multiple in-mails or bulk in-mailing like the recruiter account, is it's too easy to reach out to lots of people without putting thought, time and effort into doing this. You've got to personalize messages, whether they be phone messages, emails or in-mails or tweets. They got to feel personal. The person on the other end must feel like somebody's waiting for my reply. It's important to them, so I'm going to get back to this person. And they must feel like the recruiter or person contacting them made some time and effort, or put some time and effort into researching who they are and thought about why they might be interested in this opportunity and convey that in the message. So whatever that works for you, this is not best practice what we have on screen here. You're not just throwing the job out to as many people as possible and seeing who picks up on it. You've got to personalize your approaches, and please avoid using techniques like that when you're connecting with people. So how should you connect with people? Other ways to do it. So some simple strategies for building your contacts. So first way, import some email contacts. So in LinkedIn, you can log in and you can basically import your email contacts. So you can pick whether you have a Yahoo account, a Gmail account, a Hotmail account, whatever. And then it will basically ask you to authenticate that with your password, and it will look at all your contacts in Outlook or your contacts in Gmail or Yahoo or AOL or whatever it might be, and cross-reference them with the LinkedIn users, and then bulk invite those people. So that's something you should definitely do with your personal email address. Other ways to do it are to research in the LinkedIn section for colleagues, classmates, or people you know. So you can find them by looking at these sections on LinkedIn here and going into connections, and then looking at the research of people who went to the same college with you, etc., etc. People you may know isn't on the homepage for everybody. So if you want to try and find that section which is really rich with data of people who you may know and it gives you lots of suggestions, just go to linkedin.com/PYMK. So linkedin.com/PYMK will show you your personal list of people that LinkedIn thinks you might know. And it does this by looking at the algorithm of who you're connected to already, who they have in common, and then suggests those people back to you. Also by university they went to, companies they worked for, etc. You can just plain old search people who work in a certain company and connect with those, or research people who have a certain job title in common with you and connect with those people. You can connect with people in the same group as you, so you can do again a search of LinkedIn for keywords, filter by just showing people in your groups. And when you do that, you can connect with people who share a group, and the option you get to tick, a new option in the connection request, is groups, so that we share a group. It's a perfectly valid reason to connect with somebody. And you'll find that people who share a group with you are probably more likely to accept that connection as well, although I'd use that probably sparingly. You can paste in email addresses, so you can go into your connections section, you can go to add connections, and you can actually paste whole email addresses or lists of email addresses separated by a comma. So you could be on a BCC or CC mail with somebody, and you collect all these email addresses and just paste it in. Or you can actually import databases. So you can actually import a whole spreadsheet of contacts. So to do this, and this is really effective, you got to go into Excel, make sure that you have at least one column that has a list of email addresses. You don't have to have anything else. It doesn't have to have a header. And save that Excel file, not as an XLS file, but as a comma-separated value or CSV file. So this will only look at the first sheet in your workbook, so make sure your data is all there. So whether this be a list of candidates in your CRM, or people who signed up for a seminar, or some event that you ran, you can basically take that file, save it as a CSV, go back into your connections in LinkedIn, add new contacts, select that file. So you do it by looking at other email sources, and it gives you the option of opening up a CSV file as you see in the screen here. And then what LinkedIn will do is it will import those email addresses, cross-reference them against all the email addresses of everybody on LinkedIn, and it will show you after a few seconds, and it can take some time and occasionally fails, but do try it again. It will show you which of those people are actually on LinkedIn. So if you see the in button in blue beside someone's name, that means that that email address is an exact match for someone on LinkedIn. If you don't see it, they could still be on LinkedIn, but not with that email address. So what I tend to do is I'd import the list, select those individuals who definitely are on LinkedIn with that email address, and bulk invite those people. That still eats into your 3,000 invites, but it's very effective. You don't need to show email addresses. It bypasses all that because you've already imported them. And you can see if those actual people are on LinkedIn and connect with just those individuals. Otherwise, if you select the people who don't match an email address, what will be sent to them is an invite to LinkedIn. And if they already are on LinkedIn but on a different invite or a different email address, it will add that new email address to their list of default email addresses. So it will work out either way, but my personal strategy is to only invite people who already have a LinkedIn profile based on what I've given them there. Or, and this is probably something I recommend for most people, you can just call yourself what's called a line on LinkedIn. It's not something you pay for, you just say, I'm a line. What that means is I'm a LinkedIn open network. It's like a user code that says, if you invite me, I'll accept your invite. So you find other lines, so you just search for line, but maybe remove people who have line in their employer just in case there are companies called line out there. And you'll find people who say that I'm a LinkedIn open networker on their profile, which means that if you invite them, they will always accept your requests. It's a simple way maybe to get past the 500. But do try and make it targeted. Don't just connect with any line because you mightn't get huge value out of this. And I believe you should also connect with other recruiters. Not everyone would agree with me. Some people are quite precious about who they connect with. But I believe there's value in connecting with a recruiter who recruits the same type of skill sets as you, because they're likely to be connected to other people in your industry that you can leverage in terms of as your second or third degree connections. So yes, they can leverage yours, but if you're confident that you're a smarter recruiter and you better utilize your networks, then you'll get more value out of connecting with their connections than they do out of yours. Another thing that a lot of people don't do on LinkedIn is tag your contacts. You can actually tag your contacts like a CRM. And you can do this for your first degree contacts by looking at the individual profile, and then down the side you'll actually see information that is only private to you. And then you can add tags. So literally you could add codes such as great candidate, not so great candidate, person we've interviewed, prospect, whatever it might be, or just IT sales, senior sales. And that's just private to you. The person doesn't see that they've been tagged, they don't know what the tag name is. And you can do this on everything from a free account upwards. So it's like using it as a bit of a CRM tool. You can go into your contacts, view all your contacts, and then see the categories of tags that you have, and you can group them. So you can tick on that grouping and you can add new tags, multiple tags. And you can have up to 999 or 1,000 people on each tag. So when you get to 1,000 people tagged with a certain category, you can always just create a category 2. So if you have a tag for sales, you can create sales 2. You can actually tick on those tags. It will just highlight the people who have that category, and then you can bulk message them to up to 50 people at a time as well by pressing the send message button when you've grouped those individuals. So lots of ways to use this as a CRM tool in terms of tagging to get to the perfect people, like hot candidates or whatever it might be. And you can delete tags and add new tags as you go along as much as you wish. It's a nice way of using the CRM functionality of LinkedIn, especially on a free account. If you have a CRM tool or a sophisticated database, you're probably coding people in there and bringing LinkedIn data in there, which obviously makes more sense. But if you're not, or you prefer to also have it on LinkedIn, tagging is a great way to do that. And it's an underutilized feature, and it's pretty good.